Hello friends and good evening and welcome to Raving with Rua here on my YouTube channel Songs from the Rua Room. Celebrating songwriters from Belgium and beyond. It's great to see you all and you're welcome back. It is Friday the 9th of October and it is episode number 50. Hard to believe we've done 50 of these already, but anyway, it's great to see you all. If you're watching live, let us know where you are and how you are. Lovely to have you with us. If you have questions or comments for the guests, we'll stick them up on screen as we go along. If they're interesting, why not? As always, tonight's live stream brought to us courtesy of G-Sharp Guitars, the world's finest travel electric guitars down there in Kansas. So thanks very much to them for that. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It helps the channel a lot. There's a little subscribe button down there if you're watching on YouTube, and a little notification bell. If you hit that, you will be notified of all future releases here on the channel. This is a small part of what I do here. It's a chance to reach out and talk to some songwriters in a little live stream series. There are several other videos on the channel celebrating songwriters, little performances from them, so check all those videos out as well. If you would like to donate or support the channel in any way, shape or form, always appreciated. You can always donate to the tip jar down there, links in the description below. So please do that. There may be a problem with Facebook tonight. I'm not sure. It looks like because they brought in new rules, we may have been kicked off. So if you have a YouTube Facebook account, perhaps you could share this link out there among your Facebook friends. Let them know you're watching via YouTube so that they can join us here tonight. We're going all the way up to the Netherlands. That's the plan, and all going to plan. I hope our dear friend Clementine is over there. Let's have a look. There she is.
Hi, Dougie.
Good evening to you, and thank you for being here. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm grand. Yeah.
Yeah. Strange times. This whole Corona stuff is crazy, but
it is. Yeah. But we're in good health and trying to commit to the regulations, give space to everyone. And
yeah, I know. Did you lose any gigs because of it, or were you doing a lot of gigs prior to?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. When I came back to the Netherlands in March, it started half March here in Holland. I had a few concerts arranged for singer-songwriters from the United States and London and Italy, and we had to cancel those.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
Well, we'll continue anyway. We'll talk about your songwriting. We'll talk about your history in music, and maybe where we'll start at the beginning, where it all kind of began for you, if you would. You're growing up with music, or what were your influences, in the younger years?
Sure. Yeah. Well, my mom listened a lot to chanson, the French legacy, with the Jacques Brel, Aznavour, and my father was a sea captain. So when I was young, he would be away for a long time. So sometimes half a year or a whole year. So when he came back, he brought music from his journeys, and the first thing he would do was put on the Irish music when he came home, and that for me is like the whole family is whole again. And
when you heard Irish music,
yeah, the jigs and reels, and yay, Daddy was home, party.
Daddy was home.
That was.
So he was a fan of Ireland and Irish music, was he?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and country music, Americana, but Irish first.
But Irish first. And you were saying that you said he was a sea captain, but you mentioned in a previous conversation we had that he also worked around the mouth of the River Shannon. Is that what you were saying before?
Yeah. He was a captain in the dredging world, so he worked all over the world. And also in Ireland on nearby Waterford.
Oh, near Waterford. Ah, lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, the Shannon River, and he brought back all those stories. I was 9 years old, and he had this rule on the ship that when he worked in wherever he would work, he would hire people from the local area. So we had a lot of Irishmen aboard, and one of them was James. And in the weekend, he would say, Thijs, I can see my home from the ship, and I would love to go to my family. So my dad would push the ship to on the beach. So James could jump off the bow and ran home.
Incredible, just to drop him off, kind of, so he could jump off.
Yeah, but the ship is like 100 meters long, so it's a big ship.
Whoa! So to do that, he never got in trouble for doing that, did he? No.
Probably.
Sure. Well, yeah, sure. Well, maybe he did, but sure, he was the captain. He was allowed to.
He was the captain, and
do what he wanted.
A little bit pirate. I think he was a bit of a pirate.
Yeah, it's the pirate blood in him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of hellos there. From Mesluis in Holland. Hello, Jelle.
Hey, Jelle. Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, Jelle. Great to see you. Mesluis. I think I've been in Mesluis myself doing a gig. I think I have, if memory serves. We have my friend Stephen from downtown Warscott as well, as always tuned in. Mr. Mojo, Mr. Good Mojo, good to see you, Sarah. Thank you. If anybody else has comments or questions or just wants to say hi, please drop them up there. As I said, I think we've been booted off
cool.
Facebook, but that's okay. We'll be able to share this later on Facebook. You know, that's okay. So if you could share it out on your social media, folks, and let people know that we're only on YouTube tonight, that would be great, but that's okay. This will be watchable forevermore, Clementine, forevermore later on. We're going down in history tonight, and and it's great to have you because it's show number 50. I was just saying, it's hard to believe I've done 50 live streams, and so it's great that you're guest number 50. So
that's your birthday candle right here.
Happy birthday to me. Speaking of 50, I mean, I wanted to thank you. I'll thank you publicly now. You not only do you write your own great songs, but you covered one of my songs called 50 Years, and you do that in your live show. So thanks for that. That was a song I wrote for my grandma a long time ago, and you picked up on that song and recorded it.
And your grandma, she lived nearby the Shannon River, right?
Right on the banks of the river. Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Could be my dad, and she kind of met somewhere at the local grocery store or something.
Really?
Could be.
Could be. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Hypothetically, yes. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I recorded your song, Daggy, when I went to Nashville, and they wrote this.
Tell us about that.
And they wrote your song in Nashville notation. There it is.
Oh, look at it! Oh, I got to get that framed.
Yeah.
that's in special Nashville notation indeed. You got to send me that. That's great.
I will.
Yeah, I got to get that. Maybe framed for the Ruhr room wall for the new location. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, you should do that.
I'll just have a look at. I'm looking over here at the comments all the time. People coming in. Chris is in Germany. Good to see you, Chris. Chris Link is up there.
Guten Abend.
Tuned in. Guten Abend as well. Indeed, Chris. And another stalwart of the show, Valerie. Good to see you, darling. She's over there in Belgium too. So, lovely to see you all, folks. Thanks for all those for dropping in. And if you have questions or comments as we go along, leave them up there. We'll move on in a moment with a song. When I met you first, you were mainly singing sort of folk songs or contemporary songs, country songs, before you had even started to write songs. And you did this. You had a wonderful band. Philip Mazur was in it. Dirk Nassens, right, and of course Fons, may he rest in peace, was in the band as well. Tell us a little bit about how that came about and how you got working with those great musicians.
Oh dear. Well, I stopped my education. First I kind of strained my ankle and stopped dancing, and then I thought, well, I want to take singing lessons, and I took singing lessons. It took me a year to study one song, and then I thought, well, maybe I can combine dancing and music and singing, so then you kind of get to musical. So I started musical kind of education, but musical is not really my world somehow. I'm more folky. So I stopped that education and I was devastated because I thought, well, this is the end of my musical yeah, now it's just me.
Yeah.
Then a day after, I saw an announcement in a folk club in Brielle nearby, where I live, and I just went there, and Philip Mazur was there performing, and I was like sitting at the bar, and this nice man with a hat started talking to me, and that was Fons. So we had this really nice conversation, a really nice connection, and yeah, and then a year after, I started singing in that same folk club, and Philip heard me sing, and then he was like, "Oh, lovely girl, but
Lovely girl, but what?
not that good." It was my first song in public, so he was very kind to me. And then a year after that, I studied and I trained, and then he heard me again, and he was like, "Okay, maybe we should start a band, and maybe I can produce your first album." And from there, it went up.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to share the first song of the evening here. Just let me
Cool.
pull it up here. Yeah.
If we got time, I want to talk a bit more about that song.
Yes, absolutely. I want to make sure I have the right. It's Na de Hus, right?
Yeah, now the host.
Na de Hus. Yeah, my Dutch is brilliant. Yeah, please do. Please tell us more about that song.
My friend wrote it, Guus Westdorp, and it's about 1953. We had this big flood in Holland, but it was also in Belgium and in England.
Yes.
His mom was working at the national radio station as a news reader, and during this storm, there was no way people could communicate with each other. So messages from people who saved people were broadcasted back and forth in this news station. And he wrote this song for New Orleans to raise money for the victims of Katrina.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is so the connection, the Dutch connection was there as well.
Yeah, because you can see how they fit in the blocks in the dike, and because my dad, from my dad's family side, got a legacy in dredging, and they had all these reed fields. They made these mats of reed to close the gap.
Yes.
So that's kind of the family history thing. So.
I love those kind of songs. Yeah, with a little bit of a history lesson in there as well.
Yeah.
It's this song, of course, features the boys in full swing. So let's have a listen to Na de Hus, and you'll see some familiar faces in this. We'll dedicate this to our departed brother Fons as well. I think tonight, nice thing for us to do. Yeah. So we'll give it a spill. Enjoy this, folks. We'll be back soon with more chat with Clementine.
Een hevige orkaan, samenvallend met een springvloed, bracht op 1 februari een ramp over Nederland. Een ramp die een nog niet vast te stellen schade veroorzaakte en helaas vele tientallen mensenlevens kostte. Onder de kracht van de wilde watermassa's bezweek in IJmuiden alles wat zich aan het strand bevond en werden in de haven schepen vernield.
Na de Hus keert de luwte, maar iedereen is bang. Want het lijkt wel voorbij, maar je weet nooit voor hoe lang. Na de Hus komt de stilte en wint de liefde weer. Maar wat blijft is de kilte, die verdwijnt nooit echt meer. Maar zij konden voorspellen of de dijk het houden zou. Ze hadden kunnen vertellen, het water is te koud. En als je nu nog leeft, heb je dan geluk gehad. de hoofd kraamt het gezag ineens een ander lied. Maar altijd vals uit winstbejag en het niet uit verdriet. Maar ze zijn te laat gekomen, zodat je om je kinderen treurt. Soms dan mag ik hopen dat ook hen eens wat gebeurt. En als je nu nog leeft, heb je dan geluk gehad. Niemand zal vergeten als de wind weer jaagt, dat de macht met dat geweten zich tot zo'n moraal verlaagt. En als je nu nog leeft, heb je dan geluk gehad. Niemand zal vergeten als de wind weer jaagt, dat de macht met dat geweten zich tot zo'n moraal verlaagt. Nu de wond nooit meer zal helen, weet ik het antwoord op de vraag. Als je nu nog leeft, heb je dan geluk gehad? Als je nu nog leeft, heb je dan geluk gehad?
Yes, that's beautiful stuff. That's beautiful stuff. I was kind of a bit worried when I saw you sitting on that big dock thing, whatever it was, that big wooden. That was. How did you get up there in the first place? Pardon?
That was quite an adventure. At the moment we had to, we were with this little dinghy, we had to go pedal to that.
Did you?
And then Fons was like, I can't swim. I was like, what? You're telling me now? And I was like, okay, we need a life vest or we need to do something. Yeah. And then Philip was like, I'll protect you. I'll sit next to you. And if you drop in the water, I'll pick you up. So.
Funny.
Poor
Philip to the rescue again. No, it's beautifully made. It was your first one of your first videos as well. Beautifully done. Guitar Chris as well in Germany says nice song, impressive video. I used to work in search and rescue in several floodings. Well done.
Oh wow!
Guitar Chris, nice one. Chris is a great friend of mine up there in Germany. I have our dear friend Katja van der Porten is here as well, and as far as I know, she bought that fiddle from Dirk Nassens. I think that's the fiddle she plays now. Yeah, exactly. And she says, "We're yeah,
it'd be so much fun."
She says, "Is that then Dirk? What in Boss Haar?" So there you go. If Dirk Nassens is watching this, yeah, Katja's giving out about your hair. But I think she did actually buy that fiddle from him. Yeah, I think it's the fiddle.
Yeah.
I think it's
yeah.
I think it's the very one. She'll correct me if I'm wrong, of course. But yeah, it's a beautiful song and a lovely video. And I can just imagine the boys going across in a small dinghy to sit on that. What do you call that thing? Yeah, I suppose it's
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
What you call it, but it's so funny. I could just imagine it crashing down into the water, and then half the band being drowned.
we found that
during a song, in the middle of a song about flooding. That's brilliant.
And then the whole crew, when there was this big storm coming up, you can see it is not edited, so people disappeared from that beam, and then I was the last one standing, and then this big storm was coming up, and the whole crew flooded into the restaurant, and I was still there.
You were still there left, and
Like,
beautiful.
guys,
I am over here. Remember me.
remember me? Well, yeah,
Great.
for being a diva.
Never a dull moment, especially working
No.
with Philip Mazur. I know what it's like.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
know
Well, he
it's
saved
like-
me many times.
Never a dull moment with that man.
He saved me many times.
He did.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, we did a lot of theater concerts, and
you did.
he's
all three wonderful musicians. All three of them.
absolutely
You had such a lovely band there with those men. You can't go wrong.
spoiled. I'm spoiled.
Yeah, beautiful. Were you weren't doing you weren't doing gigs or had gigs planned in the last few months? You were saying you were working on writing songs and getting your show together. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah. When the Corona kicked in,
Yeah.
I moved from the singer-songwriting concerts to the elderly home. So I did a lot of concerts there, just for the windows for
Yes.
elderly, lonely people, because they were not allowed to leave their room. And that was really devastating to see. There was a lot of pain behind the doors there.
Yeah, sad thing to witness. Yeah, but you
Yeah.
brought a bit of sunshine to their lives by giving them music. And
5
being
minutes.
there. You did.
Yeah.
That was
But-
lovely that you did that.
Yeah.
So that was kind of that was sort of what you were doing mainly during COVID, just trying to find some
That was
old
the
folk
first-
songs to
yeah.
play. And yeah.
Then I did a lot of live radio, television
Great.
stuff, and for charity
Lovely.
stuff.
When you have a brand new album out.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, tell us a bit about that. You have one there, have you?
I have it here.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
somewhere. Yeah.
Somewhere.
Give us a flash of the album there on the screen.
Here
so
it
we can have a
is.
look at it.
Let me see. Oh, it's
There you go.
on
Letting
my
go.
head.
That's
Let's
perfect.
go.
Letting go.
And
Yeah.
that's the back. The photos are from Richard Beukelaar. He's a singer-songwriter from Rotterdam, and he makes beautiful photos. And we took this one in his living room.
Oh,
Can you
wow.
imagine?
Yeah, it's very arty. It's very nice.
Party, yeah?
Just run through quickly the names of the songs there on the back for us.
Okay, the first one is from Richard van Rinja. He wrote this song and Joan Baez made it famous. Solo song,
Okay.
has to do with freedom, free flight of a bird. Then Where This River Goes, it's written by Wyatt Easterling. One More Last Night, 50 years.
Oh yeah.
That's What I Said, That's Freedom, Lost Child, Standing Where You Left Me, He's Hers, and From Monkey to Man. And that's one of yours too.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I can't really claim Monkey to Man. I mean, it's an old
Yeah,
Monkey
no.
to Man. It kind of is mine, but in the sense that the lyrics are from a very, very old poem, probably from 1920s or even before.
Yes.
That my grandfather used to recite this poem as his party piece, and I nabbed it in the late 80s and tried to make a song out of it because it fit very well with music. So I just decided to give it a go. I think it had been done. The Monkey Speaks. I know there's a version called The Monkey Speaks. I think Elvis Costello did some version of it as well. There's a few out there, but that's the version you sing is certainly my version. And thank you again for covering that.
I love it. So
A
relevant.
strong message in that song. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Speaking of That's Freedom. This was the song you recorded when you came to the RWR Room for the first time. This is the song you chose to sing, and beautiful song it is too. Will you tell us about this? This is a RWR Room Rambles version that we did on Valentine's Day. And
Yeah.
you have your Valentine sitting beside you on the sofa, which we'll see in a moment.
And I miss my Valentine a lot because I was just back from the States, and
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the American journey and how this song came about?
Well, it started in Kansas City. There's this folk conference which travels around the United States and Canada, and a lot of musicians and programmers and people, anyone interested in music comes to that conference.
This is the Folk Alliance. Is this the Folk Alliance you're speaking of? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so, and that challenged me to start to play the guitar, by the way. So I started to visit Folk Alliance 4 years ago, and that was for me the challenge to start playing the guitar. And when I was waiting at 2 a.m. in the morning at the elevator, this man was introduced to me. And I said, well, I'm from Holland. And he said, well, I never played there. And I was like, oh, I can arrange that. And that was my elevator pitch, actually. And then and after Folk Alliance, he connected with me. He said, well, I would love to come within 2 months. I've got a spot left. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I can arrange it.
Yeah, sure.
I don't have to, I don't want money, but I would love to sing with you. And he said, yeah, that's fine. And then I looked him up on internet, and then I found out he was head A&R manager of Atlantic Records, Nashville, for 35 years.
Nice.
And he worked with Miles Copeland. He had a label with Miles Copeland, so he worked with a lot of famous artists and songwriters. And when he was here in Holland, he was like, okay, but you've got an interesting voice. I would love to produce you. And at that stage, I was really looking for a producer. So I was like,
Godsend, yeah.
Then July, a month later, he said, well, we're going to do it. I found a location, Omni Sound Studios in Nashville, and you get the team of Taylor Swift. And I was like,
yes, please.
What?
Really?
I remember reading his message, and it was in the bus on holiday in Greece, and these 16-year-old girls were sitting in front of me, and we were like, yay! And then we didn't know each other, but we were like, yay!
As long as they didn't mistake you for Taylor Swift or something.
No,
like
they
that.
didn't.
No, they didn't. No, that's fine. No,
they didn't. I think no.
Fine. What does your mug say?
Take life.
Take life one cup at a time. There
Yeah.
you go, Katja van der Porten. Are you reading that? That's something else for your. Katja makes lovely calligraphy on at home on cups and.
I got this one from a dear friend.
That's lovely. Take life one cup at a time. Yeah, nurse it.
Another friend said, "Yeah, well, you want too much," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's it. Calm down."
I'm just loading up. I'm loading up. That's Freedom right now. So
cool.
This is a song from we met in Ghent. You were staying in Ghent, and we went down to the foyer of a lovely hotel whose name I can't remember. Can you remember the name of the hotel we recorded this in? It's in the description anyway. It's in the description of the video, folks.
Yes,
you can check it.
They were very generous.
They were very indeed. Did you tell us what the song was about, or is it a co-write? Or
yeah, it's a co-write with Wyatt Easterling, the guy I was just talking about.
But
his friend Robbie Hecht. He's also very famous, well known in Nashville. We wrote it in a day before I went into the studio. I had this songwriter retreat. Wyatt organized that every year. So if people are interested, they can just apply and go there. We wrote this song together. It's autobiographic, so it's about my dad and what his view is on freedom and etc. And I was like, okay, we wrote this in one day, and then the next day I had to do the recordings. We did 10 songs in one day. And I was like, yeah, but I cannot, performing is another thing,
It has to grow on you. Yeah, it
And
was too new. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but he was like, no, you can do this, and we just do it, and I'm so happy he pushed us through it because
Yeah, I am too, because it's a
I
wonderful,
fell in love with the song. Yeah.
it's a lovely song. Well, let's give it a spin, folks. This is a lovely song, co-written by Clementine, and it's called "That's Freedom." Check out her Valentine's date on the sofa as well as we have a look at this.
My father was a sailor, living for the sea. He's gone now, but the lessons he left me were all about freedom. How to shape the sails from the shape of the clouds, how the colors of the water can help to keep you out of trouble. And that's freedom, that's freedom, going with the wind. That's freedom, to disappear again. My friend was a painter, haven't seen her in a while. She painted herself into the corner, it wasn't her style, so now she's trying to find freedom. She packed her bags, got her tickets for a train. Call me one last time and try to explain. I can tell you where I'm going, I'm chasing after freedom. That's freedom, going with the wind. That's freedom, to disappear again. Sometimes I'm a solo dancer, longing for the sky. I just leap into the air, trusting that I'll find you there to catch me and lift me up high. And that's freedom, going with the wind. That's freedom, to disappear again. That's freedom. That's freedom, that's freedom, going with the wind, to disappear again. That's freedom, that's freedom, letting you go.
A beautiful co-write. What a great song, really. You had a good writer, I think, on that one. A good co-writer on that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, beautiful song. Do you find the co-writing process easy, or do you prefer it to writing yourself, or have you written much yourself, or has it all been co-writing? Or
Well, I think these years have been such a learning experience on all aspects of musical life. So I'm just really happy and honored I can walk with these giants and learn from them. Also from you, Dachi. And songwriting for me is from the last 2 years, maybe I'm jumping into it. And so I wrote when I was 9 years old, and I did some contests with the local library, for example. So I did writing, but then I was closing up because I thought, well, if people or my mom would read my diaries, I wouldn't like that. So I stopped writing actually, and until now I'm kind of exploring again and picking it up again. And
Are you less sort of self-aware about sort of, because when you write something, you expose yourself a lot, that's the problem with songwriting. You have to expose stuff about yourself, even if it's a little bit about someone else's story.
It still is.
That's a fear, yeah. And but you're becoming more comfortable with that, are you, as time goes on?
I'm letting it go.
See what you did there. Let it go.
It was I was driving a car and thinking of this new title of my album, and then turning onto the highway, it came to me. My dad used to shout at me, "Let go," because I was holding on the ropes too long when he was, on the weekend, and he would turn away from the K side, and then I was still on the front deck holding the rope. But if you do,
pull you in.
So it's not good to hold on and control things too long. So
that's a great metaphor for life. Yeah, what a great metaphor. Yeah.
So that's
letting go. And that's one of the songs on the new album, which is I'm glad it's on there. I'm glad you, as you said, your friend pushed you to do it, because I know how it is when you have a brand new song, and it has to grow on you as well. I also don't trust songs I write quickly. I don't trust performing songs. You have to perform them soonish, but they still have to grow on you. They change and develop as you go along, don't they? So, it's not. That was a brave thing to do, but no, he made a good choice there to push it on the album.
He knows what he's doing. Yeah,
he sure does. He's been in the game a long time, I think. Yeah,
a long time, over 40 years. So.
Yeah. Do you have brothers and sisters in the game as well, or are you?
I've got one brother. He's 5 years old. 5 years older than I am. And he plays, he is. Plays the clarinet, classical. He did the Royal Conservatory. So when I grew up, there was a lot of classical music in the house as well. So I learned a lot from him, just being around with him.
So you had Irish traditional music, classical music, country music. You had a great mix growing up.
Chanson,
Chanson in your house, amazing. And so, what other kind of instruments did you? I see some instruments behind you there in your house. Did you play other stuff?
The fiddle is there, but I'm not started with that one yet.
Well, that's a plan, is it?
I try to stick with the guitar. Sorry, my camera is reversed. So my guitar and piano. I wrote this Dutch song, Als je wist. And then I wrote it on the guitar. I wrote it on the piano, and then I tried to figure it out on the guitar note by note, and then it evolved from there. And now I'm trying to play it again on the piano.
On the piano again, yeah. We're going to finish the show with that song later on for sure, because it's also beautiful, and it's also in the Netherlands taal, which is your mother tongue, of course. Where is your home base? Is it North Netherlands? Is it?
It's southwest.
Southwest.
Yeah, I live near the sea, so I can walk to the sea, of course.
So the sea is in your blood, and that was since birth. You've been in that area as such.
Yeah. I grew up on a boat actually half the time. So when my dad would come back home, he wanted to go to the sea right away again. He couldn't be home for one day or sit still for one day. So
did you travel long distances with your dad?
Well, yeah, with the boat we went to Norway, Scotland, Portugal. Yeah,
all over.
Got great memories from those trips and journeys. Swimming with seals and seeing whales,
really?
And diving, from your bed into the cold water at 7 a.m. It's
It's
being
fantastic.
right in the middle of nature, you know.
It's amazing.
Beautiful.
It sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Um, was just for the guitar geeks watching? Was that an Eastman guitar
Mm.
that you play?
So that's
Yeah,
good. Yeah, yeah, it's an Eastman.
it's an Eastman
And
guitar. Yeah.
I had one guitar, and it traveled with me to all over Europe and in the States and Canada, and -20 Celsius, and
Oh,
it's still solid.
still solid as a rock. Yeah.
And now I was like, okay, but I need one more. So last week I bought a new guitar.
Good girl. What did you get? Have you got it there? No. You
You've
want to
got-
show it off? If you want to show it off to us, go for
I'm
it.
going to show it off. It's
Yeah, show it off. Come
That's
on.
what it is.
Let's have a look at this. And I have to guess.
You have to guess it. I
I
won't
have
show
to
you
guess
the
what that is. Okay, well that's electric. Oh no, I think. Oh no, it says Bigby on the thing. It, it could be. It could be an Eastman too. Is it a Ibanez? Is it?
No.
No. Maybe. Wonder. Can anybody else guess? Oh. Oh wow. Go down.
Wait.
Oh yes, that's a beauty. That is a beauty.
They had to pick it up from Ghent. They had to pick it up from Ghent.
You have to pick it up from Ghent.
Sorry.
Where did you get it? Which shop was it?
Key Music.
Okay, in Ghent.
And
Ah,
it
yeah.
was not available in Holland, so they had to pick it up from Ghent
I see.
rather than for me to try it.
Wow. So they brought it up and you fell in love.
Yeah, right away. He opened the box and I was like, "Yeah, I take it." I didn't
Do
think
you have names for your guitars, or do you
Not
bother
yet,
doing
but
that?
that's a good one. I'll think
Not
about
yet.
it.
Hmm. Yeah, some people do.
Maybe we should
I know.
chat to let people think of names.
Yeah, I know. Stephen Good Mojo the Smith names his guitars too. I think I used to, but I don't know if I do anymore. Maybe I got too many. Which I don't know. It's a guitar measuring competition now. Knows that. Tell me a bit about Lost Child. And it was recorded in Theatre Houghton Cap. Is that correct?
Yeah, true. How to cut the wooden.
Houghton Cap, yeah. So just a little bit about the song before I play it, and any stories you have to go with it, please.
How to cut is like a beacon, and that's what the song is about. It's when you lose someone out of sight, this song is like a beacon for that person to find us back. And of course, it's someone close nearby. Yeah, so I kind of had it already there, and then Wyatt helped me. We wrote it together, finished it together online. So it was with a laptop and then another laptop and the guitar, and we worked on that. He was in Nashville, I was in Holland, and that's how we finished the song. And
Yeah.
it's very emotional. Actually, I started the song thinking of the strongest child in the family. The attention of the parents go to the weaker child. So the strongest child has this emotional abandoned or neglected.
Yes.
And so that was the meaning of Lost Child. Then I was pregnant a few times and I lost it, so it has this extra layers. Every time I sing it, it builds up layers, and now that's what songwriting is about. I think you sing, you tell your story to the audience, and after the show people come to you telling their stories to you. So this song keeps growing, keeps getting different angles. And yeah, when it was at Kerrville, that was for me a huge tryout to sing this song for native speakers, because I'm not English, and if I have a big accent or something, it can distract of the emotion.
Yeah.
And then after the performance, several people came to me with tears in their eyes, telling their stories of a friend on drugs where they worry about, or recognizing themselves as a lost child, or so the impact is it's enormous.
It is indeed. Well, we're going to play it now. We're going to play it now, and our listeners can be the judge of that too. A beautiful song called Lost Child, from Theatre Houghton Cap, I think around 2019, according to the video. But let's give it a listen, folks. The lovely Clementine.
Keep an eye out for this lighthouse. You have a place here safe and warm. I'll stand watch across the ocean until you're back here in my arms. I've gathered coal and tinder, prepared a bed for you to lie. When your ship returns you to us, on the deck we build a pile. Lost child, I'm tossing breadcrumbs on the waves, but they scatter far and wide before they lead you home again. Lost child, do you feel something missing too? Do you wonder where we are as we wonder about you, lost child? Some memories are too painful, no reason to hold on to. Make room for new beginnings, write the words for a new song. Pages of my diary build a fire at my core. The flames consume my childhood as the walls evens the score. Lost child, I'm tossing breadcrumbs on the waves, but they scatter far and wide before they lead you home again. Lost child, do you feel something missing too? Do you wonder where we are as we wander about you? Shadows jump against the wall, your picture hangs alone. The only remnant to remind us how you were stolen from this home. Lost child, I'm tossing breadcrumbs on the waves, but they scatter far and wide before they lead you home again. Lost child, do you feel something missing too? Do you wonder where we are as we wonder about you, lost child, lost child, lost child.
Stunning song. Stunning singer,
you.
by the way. Did you? Yeah, you know that. Were you trained? Are you trained as a singer, or what? Where did you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. You have a gorgeous voice. Yella is saying the same. Also heartbreaking, beautiful. Every time I hear the song, yeah. So absolutely, Yella. Thank you very much. Katja also.
Thank you, Yella.
Katja also said
Thank you,
beautiful
Yella.
earlier on too. So yeah, thanks, folks, for the lovely comments there as well. Well, what I forgot to mention earlier is that this album is beautiful, but not only that, it was on the list for Grammy nomination. Tell us about that. That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I always was like, wow, amazed by the Grammys. And I thought, well, I don't have a budget for promotion in America, so maybe I should think of some other stuff to get attention for these songs. for That's Freedom and Lost Child. So I first applied for Kerrville, the new folk competition.
Yes.
And I was very surprised. I was in the finale. There were 800 entrances, and I was one of the last 30 who were allowed to go to Texas, play the songs on stage, and do a week songwriting school with all these big Nashville songwriters to learn from them and meet and greet people. So that was a fun experience, very creative fun, and I've learned tons.
I can imagine.
So,
What an experience, yeah. So
yeah.
You were in Kerrville in Texas for how long? Like at least a week?
A week, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Weekend.
So, and people came from all over America or all over the world for this.
Yeah, it's a big festival. They started a year after Woodstock, and I kind of think all those hippies from Woodstock traveled to Kerrville. They just moved over.
We need somewhere else, yeah.
Yeah, we need another. We just go there. So yeah, it was fun. It blew my mind.
Oh, well, that's amazing. Well, that's a big achievement. That's a big
achievement.
I'm
proud. I'm surprised, amazed, and I didn't win, but I did get a scholarship to come back, and that's I'm like, and then I was like, okay, well, let's try the Grammys. I didn't knew anything about the process, so I kind of dived into it. And then I've learned that you need someone else to apply you. You can't do it yourself because I'm not a voting member. So I called the studio, I called Wyatt, I called a lot of people in Holland, and no one could do that for me. And then I called a person, I won't call his name, from Berkeley College of Music. And he was like, oh yeah, I was like asking him because he earns a Grammy every year. So I was like, he knows how this works, and maybe he can advise me. And then he said within 5 minutes, oh, no problem, I'll apply you, and I wish you all the best. And that was just amazing. And then I saw his email, how he applied, and I didn't know he had this company in Hollywood organizing the sound engineering for Beyonce, the Super Bowl, the Grammys itself. So I was like, okay, well, this is enough. And then you need people who vote on your stuff. And so I was figuring out how that works. I don't have a lot of connections there, but I was surprised I made it to the last ballot round. So I did not get a nomination. There were 4 people who get a nomination, but I ended in just a round before that. So I'm like, I'm good. I'm grand. This is enough for me already.
Absolutely.
So,
well done. That's absolutely great. We will wrap it up soon. I think we covered everything, but I'm gonna play one more song because you came in the very first time you played in the rural room itself, in the main room. You played Alzi Wist, and
it's a premiere.
It's a while now, but a beautiful song as well. And I know I don't get all of it because obviously it's in Dutch.
I can understand, but I'll explain to you why it is translating. I translated it in English, and why it is working on the details right now. So I'll give it to you when it's done. But it's an answer to lost child. If you grow up and don't wait too long to reach out, to break the silence. Don't be too stubborn, thinking you're right after an argument. Just reach out, knock on that door before it's too late. Life is too short to just cancel people. So.
Wow. And that's where it came from. That was the inspiration behind it. Yeah.
Name, sorry, Dahi, I know we had to wrap up, but
no, we don't know.
Name of my new solo theater concert on April 10th in Gorkum. And it's on my website where it will be exactly, but it's in the Nieuwe Doelen in Gorkum.
And it's the name of your new theatre show, As You Wish.
Yes, yeah.
Clementine FM, folks, is down there on the bottom, and the links are in the description below. But have a listen to this wonderful song. We'll be back for a few more words with Clementine before
Cool.
we say goodnight. So let's check the song. We'll come back and we'll say our goodbyes properly. Here's the beautiful Clementine with the beautiful Als Je Wist.
Welkom, het is nog amper te lezen. Op de stuk gelopen mat van dit verlaten thuis. Het zonlicht heeft de jaren verweven met de muur dat genadeloos verhelst, dat als een vergaand journaal mijn jeugd omhelst. Ik struin door het gevallen gruis en voel me slechts een passant in een boek dat vervaart. Gevangen in een film dat alleen nog maar in mijn hoofd bestaat. Ik sta naar een verdampt glas wijn en vraag mij af: was het leven goed zonder mij? Want als je wist hoe vluchtig het is, zou het dan anders zijn? Als je wist hoe breekbaar het is, had je dan eerder gevochten, eerder gezien, eerder begrepen, eerder omhelst, eerder geschonken, eerder voorzien, eerder vergeven, eerder bekend, eerder de stilte met je hart verbroken, als je wist hoe vluchtig het is. De stilte, al jaren het antwoord op het krijgen van gelijk. En de verf verliest zijn macht en bekend zijn onschendbare geheim. Want wat jij blijkbaar zag als jouw kostbaarste bezit, is de herinnering die wij delen. En nu zie ik pas jouw ware kleuren. Want als ik wist hoe vluchtig het is, zou het dan anders zijn? Als ik wist hoe breekbaar het is, had ik dan eerder gevochten, eerder gezien, eerder begrepen, eerder omhelst, eerder geschonken, eerder voorzien, eerder vergeven, eerder bekend, eerder de stilte met mijn hart verbroken, als ik wist hoe vluchtig het is. Als ik wist hoe breekbaar het is.
Yeah, Als You Wist. Wow, what a beautiful song. You have great songs, and you perform them very well. What else can I say?
Thank you.
I want to wish you all the very best of luck with what you're doing. I hope you keep writing those gorgeous songs. Your guitar playing is improving every time I hear you play. It's lovely to see the transition from no guitar to suddenly you're playing great guitar. So yeah, you should be proud of that as well. Remind us again about the start of your theatre tour and when it is and where it begins.
Yeah, it's not a tour yet. It's more like a tryout.
I see.
I'm working. I'm blocking my time to have more time to write new songs for this show. It's actually in a very small theater, but because of Corona, it's not possible to do it there. So they moved all their shows or concerts to the big theater in Gorkum, the Nieuwe Doelen. It's 500 seats. So they pulled out the seats and they put in sofas. You know, these sitting sofas.
Yeah, like little bubbles. Yeah,
Yeah, with nice living room lamps in between. So it's going to be like a gorgeous,
Yeah, it's
intimate.
gonna be gorgeous. Yeah, it will.
Yeah, and with this, yeah, if you'd known you have broken the silence with your heart is the meaning of this
Is the
song.
meaning of the song.
It's a concert, and it's about not sitting here in your bubble like we're all doing right now in Corona time. But even if you're in your bubble, just don't hesitate to reach out to each other and make that connection and try to stay connected.
Absolutely. And when is the gig? What, in April, you said?
April 10th.
April 10, right? We'll keep an eye out. Everything is on your website. Clementine, thank you so much for spending this hour. It goes so quickly here on the show. An hour is very fast. Yeah, I know. Once again, thank you so much for all your beautiful songs, for your time and your positive energy. We need it all right now.
And all these lovely people who checked in. Thank you very much.
Yeah, indeed. We got some great viewers, live viewers tonight, and who left lovely messages up there for us. So you look after yourself, stay safe and well. The very best of luck with the gig in April. Hopefully we'll see each other before then in real life. Yeah,
I'll keep you posted.
Please do.
And I'll thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you very much.
What was that last thing you said?
I'll send you the Nashville notation of your song.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I got to frame that. Yeah, sign it though. Say from Nashville with love, Clementine.
Yeah, I will.
You have to do that, and then I'll frame it for the RWR room, the new RWR room. But look, take care of yourself, and the very best of everything there. See you very soon.
Thank you. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Bye. There you go, folks. The lovely Clementine there for the last hour. Great songs, great person, lovely singer. Clementine FM. You will get all the information you need about Clementine and her music and her gigs on her website. This is the last RWR Room Raving with Rua here live stream for a few weeks. For the moment, I'm going to try and get out of the living room here and relocate into the actual studio. So we'll be back again in a few weeks, hopefully in a new location. Very special show that will be as well, because there's a brand new YouTube channel just been born here in Ghent called I Got You Covered, and where 4 songwriters cover each other's songs, and it's a beautiful concept. And I'll be talking to the artists from that new playlist and that new YouTube channel sometime at the end of this month. Keep an eye on the social media pages for the updates. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you everybody who joined us here for the Raving with Rua number 50. And sure, we'll see how we go. We might get 50 more. Who knows? We'll keep climbing the ladder. Thanks very much, everybody. Thanks again to the wonderful Clementine for joining us here today and for being with us. Look after yourselves. Stay safe and well, and I'll see you next time.